What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 164. We are back with an absolutely incredible preview of UFC 313 coming up this weekend. I am so excited for the fights on this card.
Hell yeah, there is a lot of bangers on here for sure. You know why I just realized? It's because the reason why this card is so good is the main event. I mean, the main card.
Yes.
5 fights.
Yes.
3 of them. 155.
Yes.
That's why this is fire. And then, of course, the main event being Poatan and Magomed. Like, that's just a good fight in itself. But, like...
Yeah. I mean, so is Lemos and Lucindo.
No, yeah, but, like, just, like, generally speaking, it's like we have 3 fights. Top 15 implication, basically. 155.
And look, 2 of those 155ers are 6'3".
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Let's get into all of that, but before we do, like and subscribe if you enjoy everything we do. Let's go. What are you?
I just realized that Jalen Turner and Ignacio are almost the same height as Alex and Magomed. That's actually insane to think about, and they're separated by 50 pounds.
Yeah, that is wild. But speaking of Alex and Magomed, they are the ones headlining this event, rightfully so, fighting for undisputed gold at 205 pounds. Poatan looking to make his 4th consecutive title defense if he gets it done. That would be 4 consecutive title defenses in under a year span. Absolutely incredible. This one, to me, is for sure the fight. And if Poatan is able to get the win, this is the one that truly cements his legacy of this era at 205 pounds. Because with it being 3 title defenses, since the first one, it's all kind of like there was no real reason other than fun to go to the Yuri rematch. And there was
at short notice, like they kind of just needed a fight with Conor pulling out and just losing that main event. It was like, yo, Poatan, will you fight Yuri? And both of them just being like, hell yeah, we'll take it.
Yep.
And then no real reason to go to the Khalil fight. You know what I mean? Just like it. UFC needs events. They want fights. They're trying to do big things. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? They needed that fight because Magomed was already booked.
And it was a good fight.
It was.
We got to see some beautiful stuff there.
For sure. Yeah. But with Poatan, he grabbed the title, after Jamal vacating it, Yuri vacated it. You know what I mean? He was able to get both of those wins, like securing and just putting all the pieces together to show that he was the champ. Magomed has been the guy at the top of the division that's been waiting in the shadows, waiting for his opportunity to finally get chance at gold. They're finally giving it to him. They are doing it during Ramadan, which is just a little something that, a lot of people aren't really going to talk about, but that definitely is a factor. You know what I mean?
I will say that it is good that it is the start and it's literally the last week of fight camp, which means that it's the most rested time of his fight camp.
Yep.
So at least he has that going for him, that it wasn't like during fight camp, but during like the most strenuous of times leading into the fight,
For sure.
And hey, might help with the weight cut a little bit.
Factor.
Huh?
Might help with the weight cut a little bit.
It definitely could, but just definitely a factor going into it that just people have to for sure give Magomed Ankalaev credit to, because it's like it's one of those things where we talk about where it's like a lot of fighters don't fight during Ramadan, which is very understandable, and it's like you should just give them that respect of not wanting to, like it's their life, their career, let them do that. But to still be observing it and to still go in there to a title fight, like just all the respect to him, man. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure it was noted that he is the first Muslim fighter to fight during Ramadan in a championship fight.
And that makes complete sense. I have seen that floating around. I have seen a decent amount of people talking about this, so that he is fighting during Ramadan. So I am glad that people are recognizing that fact, because it is something that you don't see, and understandably so.
But with the fight though itself, it's absolutely incredible. It's one of those things where Magomed's been saying it the entire time coming in. He's coming in here to strike with Poatan, and he's looking for the knockout, and he's going to put him out. It just so ill-advised, should not be the game plan at all. Throughout his entire UFC career, he's good for 0.92 takedowns on average per 15 minutes.
nothing.
He is not out here grabbing takedowns like people act like he is, because he is a Muslim fighter fighting out of Dagestan. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. But 12-2 for Poatan, 20 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw for Magomed Ankalaev, and a no contest in there with Johnny Walker. How you guys feeling about this one heading into fight week for the main event?
I really don't know.
It's hard because, like you just mentioned, with Magomed not using his grappling and the way he's talking about he's going to strike with Poatan, I believe him. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't. I do, because we watched it. The reason he went to the draw with Jan is because he did not go to the grappling until the 4th round.
Yep.
And then when he finally did that, it's like, then he got the 10-8 and then he won the 5th round. And then now here he is with a draw instead of a loss. And it's just like, bro, you could have done that so much sooner.
At least in round 3. But you got to also remember, the reason he went to the grappling is because all his legs were fucked.
His legs out. Yeah.
His legs are
and
fucked.
That's what I mean. Like, he was easily losing that fight, just getting his legs kicked out from under him.
Yeah.
And then he finally goes to the grappling.
Yep.
And that's
what showed to do very good with the leg kicks in the Rakic fight. You know what I mean? Like, that was definitely something that he has improved on.
It is something he has improved on, but Poatan, like, hides those kicks better than anyone else I have ever seen. There is no wind up to those kicks whatsoever.
Yeah. And then on top of it, something that we've been like really seeing getting proven to us over the past couple months is the strength of Poatan. Yes. Because you watch him go out there and put people to sleep or just knock them out with ease. And then you watch like these other just strikers that have a lot of knockouts, can finish people, go to war with each other, and it takes them much longer to get whoever out than it did Poatan. And it's like, damn, he definitely has power behind those hands. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we knew that with the knockouts, but I feel like it's just been extra proven with certain fights.
Yes.
That it's like, you can sit here and be like, oh, Magomed's never been knocked out. He had good fights with, these people like Rakic and Anthony Smith, like, you know, in a couple years ago, so much better than Johnny Walker, who kill or be killed type guy, you know? But Poatan, I just believe, can put anyone to sleep.
Yeah. And he has for sure shown that, especially like with moving up to 205 pounds, not having that fucking insane weight cut to 185. He does have a chin on him at 205. Yes. Like, he did get touched like a little bit, you know, nothing like the craziest from like Jamal or Yuri, whatever, Khalil, but it's like he was taking shots from him. Khalil had him rocked at a few points, you know, but like just still able to hang in there, not get too hurt, like, you know. So yeah, like he is ready to go and go to war at 205 pounds. Magomed has not been tested in that same sort of a way against a real elite striker, the caliber of Poatan.
No, yeah.
And like you said, just that real power behind it.
Like, the two, like, I would say most dangerous strikers he's fought in terms of, like, their power is Volkan Oezdemir and Thiago Santos in 2021 and 2022. And both those fights went to decision.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would probably say that Johnny Walker 2024 is a technically more dangerous fighter than Thiago Santos 2022. Not gonna lie, that was 3 years post his fucking John Jones fucking fight of also, having no legs. You know,
not more dangerous. I was saying the most powerful in terms of like
true
knockouts and like who they've actually knocked out, because Johnny Walker, he hasn't really knocked out the best of competition.
Yeah.
But no, that's fair. Because then another point is also, it's like you brought up, he has a takedown average of 0.92. He has a takedown accuracy of 31%.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel like because he doesn't go to it very often, he doesn't work it enough to actually be used to it. Where it's like, people talk about Poatan having no grappling, but it's actually not as bad. Like, I mean, I guess it's because of the certain people he's fighting, but it's like, you know, he has a 70% takedown defense. You see someone like Jan, who got 3 on him, but that was 3 of 8. Not a single person that landed takedowns on him went even 50% of takedowns on him.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like Jan is the best grappler he fought.
Yeah.
And in terms of like legit grappling, Jan really isn't the best. You know what I mean?
No,
but that's what I'm saying is that like, is Magomed actually the best either? Because he doesn't really use it.
No, yeah, that's fair. Like, we don't actually know, but it's like, but we do know that Jan isn't the best, and so it's like to still get taken down and not, you know what I mean? To like Poatan did better throughout that fight of like not getting held down for as long and getting up faster, and it hasn't been tested his grappling since at 205 pounds.
No,
and you know what I mean? So it's like I just
that's 2 years ago, and I think that's kind of the big thing is like. It's kind of
it's so crazy that's not even a full 2 years ago either.
No, yeah, it's not even full. But that's kind of the thing with it is the like Eddie Bravo kind of mentality of the longer I don't have to do this in a fight, the better it is going to be for me because now people aren't going to be expecting as much. So him having like good grappling defense is probably going to be something that we're really going to see because they have been working on that. I guarantee it because everyone thinks that's going to be a weakness of his.
100%. Like there's no doubt. Like with your main guy being Glover Teixeira, you're not in there grappling all the time. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So yeah, it definitely will just be a very big question of is Magomed actually going to go to the takedowns? Is he actually going to be able to be successful with them because of just all the factors of it's like, yeah, you have Poatan who is incredible at managing distance and knowing like what strikes to throw when and just landing them effectively. It's like he actually get in on him to shoot a double leg. Is his legs going to get beat up too much with the calf kicks before he's able, you know what I mean? It's
right.
Yeah, it is so interesting. All I do know is, I mean, I was going to say that it's like the winner is probably going to run the division for a while, you know what I mean? But with Poatan, it's like he is on the older side, so who knows when he really is going to like age out of it. And if Poatan does win, I just feel it's like, what the fuck is left for him at 205? And it's like, just move up to heavyweight and try and cement your legacy as one of the greatest, like to ever do it with that three belt like potential. You know what I mean?
And in such a short time.
Yeah, because like we're just saying that Jan Blachowicz not even a full 2 years ago.
He hasn't even been in the UFC for a full 4.
Yeah, and it's like his entire title run, 4 title wins. You know, like it's like all after that in less than a 2-year period. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, and for Ankalaev, if he's able to go out there and get it done, unless Poatan is like just loses and is done with the division and wants to go up to heavyweight or something, for sure, instant rematch. There's nothing else to do.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Absolutely amazing main event. Cannot wait to see how that one plays out and where the division goes at 205 pounds.
Yep.
Co-main event. No shortage of violence in this one. Supposed to be Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker, like we mentioned. Now, Justin Gaethje taking on Rafael Fiziev, short notice, number 2. How you guys feeling about this one heading into it?
Happy and sad.
Yeah.
I obviously like the fight because what a replacement to get, you know? It was great the first time. I'm sure it'll be great the second time. Neither of these guys are boring, and it's not going to be a bad fight, you know?
Yep.
But I kind of hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with this for Fiziev because he lost to Gaethje March of 23. And then he lost to Gamrot because he got an injury in the second round. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak, and it's been like a year and a half since he's fought. He's been recovered from the injury for a while. He's been talking about he wants a fight, but there is nothing there for him. Now he finally gets a fight. It's Gaethje again on short notice. He if he loses, there's obviously no shame, but it just sucks that like he's on a 3-fight losing streak. That puts him at 6-4 in the UFC. When is he going to be able to come back? What are they going to do for him? You know, he's only 31, which is obviously good, but it just I feel bad for him in that sense, you know?
No, yeah, he can definitely be putting himself in a very, very rough position here coming off of a loss.
No, 100%. It'll definitely be interesting what happens if he does lose. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, this is Justin Gaethje coming off of a knockout loss. Not just a knockout loss, a clean knockout loss.
First time he's ever been put to sleep. Yeah.
Knockout loss. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he comes in and what happens, like, with that, because he hasn't. The last time that he got TKO'd, he lost the second fight after that. But that doesn't mean anything technically. It's just one of those things though where.
They're
gonna go to war and.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, just one of those things, because with it being 3 rounds, obviously Fiziev had the great start in the first fight, you know what I mean, and then just faded with just the craziness of the fight, and Gaethje being so used to it was able to take over. I just wonder if just the time off, thinking about things, just having lost that, just the experience from it, you know, if Fiziev is going to be able to go out there in a better way so he can maybe more like solidly win 1 and 2 or anything, you know what I mean, not get a 10-8 round 3 or something, you know, and like just maybe just go out there and really stamp this fight for him to try and cement himself as a top contender.
Which it is funny, he probably looked like he was slowing down, but like you actually look at the fight statistics, he threw 50 strikes round 1, 49 round 2, and then 70 round 3. Like, it's not like he really fell off. In terms
Body language goes crazy, huh?
Oh, yeah. Also, when you're getting punched by fucking Justin Gaethje, and also when Justin Gaethje doesn't show damage like a normal human being, it's hard to tell.
Bloodied up, and
and it's only a 3-round fight, and he can do this for 5.
So absolutely amazing fight at 155 pounds. And easily the closest replacement to the actual fight that we were supposed to get, you know, with like Dan Hooker being in there against Gaethje. This is going to be violence. Let's fucking go, man. So excited.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that Fiziev, if he gets like a solid win, maybe able to go out there and get a finish, he could probably not get a title shot, but like
he might be able to get himself that Armin fight?
Yeah, that'd be so good. And I just wonder too of just how things play out. It's one of those things, you go out there, knock out Gaethje. It's like, depending on timelines, whatever. If Islam is like, I want to fight on this date, and Ilya is just like, nope, not ready for that, and Fiziev's like, hey, you know, like they could easily find themselves there. But not sure about title shot, but definitely going to put himself in a great spot with a win here, especially a finish over Gaethje.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine a fight between Fiziev and Play?
Insane. That would be incredible. And him versus anyone
really
for
days.
Let's go. Let's see how that co-main event plays out. Next fight on the card. Oh yeah, I forgot that Tapology has it in a fucked up order compared to what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Because the actual featured bout gonna be Jalen Turner taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. Another fight at 155 pounds. Like you said, we got 3 155ers on this, or 3 155 fights on this card.
Yep.
2 motherfuckers that are way too big and long to be fighting in this division.
Both 6'3", Jalen with a 77-inch reach, Ignacio with a 75-inch reach. Jalen the southpaw, Ignacio the orthodox fight. 2 years difference in age as well.
Yeah, just so goddamn close. Odds are -110 a piece. It's a fucking pick either way.
And I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like, obviously Jalen Turner has way more high-level experience towards the top of the division at in the UFC at 155. But I don't know, man.
It's Ignacio's time. New blood. Let's get it.
And I get what you're saying with that. I understand that completely. But some of Turner's losses, 2 of them are split, where potentially should have won at least one of those. And then Renato Moicano, he should have, if he had not tried to get a walk-off KO highlight, he would have won that fight.
Yep.
So many of his fights that he loses, at least recently, have been just either 1, not doing enough, or 2, with Dan Hooker, just Dan Hooker being Dan fucking Hooker.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
This
I'm
is
really
a
not
tough
sure.
fight for both guys.
Oh my god, I really don't know. It's I feel like Ignacio might go out there and get the finish, but I just really wouldn't be surprised if Jalen's able to get it done, trying to start getting himself back on track and really looking to push through this 155-pound division.
Yeah, I hope Ignacio can win though.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
It would be super good for him.
Yes.
4 of his last 5 wins coming by finish. He is an extremely exciting fighter. Yeah, man. Let's see how that plays out. But it definitely, Jalen hasn't really gone he's just been losing these big opportunities, like you said, the split and everything, and so hasn't pushed through to really get into a good position, but has just been around for a little bit. So it just definitely would be nice to see Ignacio get a nice win and just add himself to the mix of all these new guys trying to come up.
No, yeah, 100%.
Let's go. 155, absolutely on fire. Moving on down the pay-per-view. Strawweight bout, Amanda Lemos taking on Yasmin Lucindo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know how this is going to go. Yasmin is young. She's solid, but I don't know if she is good enough to get it done over Amanda Lemos right now. Like, I know Amanda is 37 years old.
Yes.
But she's a solid fucking fighter.
Yeah.
Her losses in the UFC, obviously, her debut was a bad one, but, you know, that's a debut. Who cares?
Yeah.
But otherwise, Jessica Andrade, Zhang Weili, and then she did get armbarred in her last one by Virna, but, you know, Virna's also very solid.
Doing her thing right now.
Yeah. Yasmin's on a good little run, but the split decision over Marina, like, it was a close fight, and just now, I don't know. I really don't know.
The thing is, it's just like, like, she hasn't fought anyone, I would say, as good as Lemos, and that's why I'm leaning towards Lemos right now. Especially with the amount of times Lucindo goes for takedowns. Lemos has some really good subs.
Yeah, I don't know, because I do think that Lucindo is, like, overall technically a bit better than Lemos, but it just Amanda's a fucking beast in there, man. She puts on the physicality on some of these women, and I just with Yasmin being so young and just like you said, she has not fought anyone as good as Lemos. Marina Rodriguez, a great win. Marina also aging out of there and seemingly aging worse, like compared with her age and how she's performing than Lemos right now. You know, so
it's like Yasmin's been doing good. It would be really good for her to win. Like, we need the life in the 115 division, but it's like it's just a kind of tough spot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how this fight goes. If she can get it done, that's fucking awesome for her.
Yeah.
If not, obviously no shame, but it just kind of sucks, you know. The movement would be really good.
Yeah.
It'd be good for it'd be better for the division.
But then again, she doesn't need to be fighting Zhang Weili.
Zhang Weili's gonna be moving out of the division here soon anyway.
I know, it's like she gets a win. It could be fucking the winner of Jan and Virna versus her for the fucking vacant title or something. Is true. You know what I mean? So it's like could definitely end up just adding some fun into that division. It's one of those things where it's like Zhang is just too good for the division where it's at right now. So it's like get her into 125 where it's more competitive, more fun fights. Let 115 cook and have some excitement between them. You know?
Yeah.
Is it possible that we could get Lucindo winning this fight and then potentially fighting Tatiana?
Yeah, depending on how things go, how, like, you know, much of a hold up with just the top of the title pictures between both divisions, you know, like that could definitely be the timeline that plays out for sure.
That could happen. We'll it's just one of those hard ones where it's like, where do people fucking go?
Yeah, got Yasmin on my draft, so definitely gonna be rooting for her to pull through on this one. So let's go, Yasmin Lucindo. Last fight on the main card. Last fight booked for 155 pounds on the main card. What about this is what a clash of styles of striking. King Green taking on Mauricio Hoofy, the guy that's fucking donned as the best at fighting nerds, and I
think so crazy to me.
Yeah,
which I personally disagree with.
Yeah, we all have that that sentiment on the podcast for sure.
Because I definitely feel like it's Kaio, but
yeah, me too. But this is a super fun fight, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, the style matchup is so fun, and just King Green's fucking movement, his head movement, so fun. And then, like, Hoofy is throwing wild stuff and also has some pretty good head movement himself. And just the movement in this fight is going to be insane, number one. But two, like, is it possible that Hoofy is able to time when Bobby, like, tries to duck out something with, like, a spinning wheel kick or something, and then just, which would be insane, but, like, could happen.
No, yeah, very possible.
I love how this fight doesn't have any odds. Vegas is like, no.
Like, we don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's like Hoofy 1 inch taller, but got the 4-inch reach advantage with 75-inch reach, got some long arms on him. It's like that
I do think he might be able to knock out Bobby Green.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, because I know we were talking about it the other day, and it's like, I feel like Bobby was just going to be the slicker guy, like with his style, just like you said, the head movement, everything. He's just going to see the crazy things of like Hoofy coming at him. He's going to be just like sliding through it, touching him up when he can, probably win a decision or something. But I just feel like the aggressiveness of Hoofy having that extra length, it's like, I'm not sure if like just those extra inches on the arm, if that's something Bobby's not going to be like immediately used to, and if he's able to go out there and just catch him with something clean, you know what I mean? Like you said, while he's trying to duck out of the way. I
feel like the way Bobby gets a win here is if Hoofy cannot get him out and he ends up getting very tired, halfway through the second type deal, and then Bobby is able to either take over and do enough to win the second and then third, or get him out of there, you know?
For sure.
But I feel like, Mauricio is probably going to get a knockout here.
Yeah, so it definitely would suck to see that for King Green, but that would be a great win for Mauricio Hoofy, pushing himself through this
movement, just pushing up.
Yeah. Either way, it's going to be so much fun as long as this fight lasts. I am very excited for it.
Hell yeah.
I just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Excitement.
Hell yeah. That is the pay-per-view portion of UFC 313. Your mileage will vary on if you think $80 is worth the price tag of buying this thing. You know what I mean? But hey, is what it is. That's the UFC these days. Going on down to the prelims. When I looked at this shit on Tapology, I was about to throw a fucking fit with Ginger, and then he was just like, shut the fuck up and look at the UFC page. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, my mind has been changed. They are no longer being disrespectful pieces of shit. Because originally
having Joshua Van and Racer being the opener, and then Blades and Rizvan as the second fight.
I was like,
crazy disrespect.
Fuck? But Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev is the prelim headliner. A super shocking booking at heavyweight. None of us were expecting at all. It was like Curtis just coming off of a fucking minute loss in an interim title bout against
number 5.
Taking on debuting Rizvan Kuniev, I believe.
He's been on Contender Series twice.
Yeah.
To be fair, how do you go from, all right, we're going to book him against Martin Boudet. That fight gets canceled. All right. Can't do that. Curtis Blades.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I wonder if fucking, Curtis is like, yo, I want to fucking fight. And they're just like, no, but like, we don't have anyone in these ranks around you. And if the UFC is just kind of like, you want to fight this guy? And he's just like, I'll fucking do it. I feel like that's probably the most likely thing. Like, Curtis just don't care. He's just like, let me fucking beat someone up.
Because he's fought just about everyone from like 10 up.
Yeah.
In fact, literally just, I think 10 up.
Yeah, just time and time again, just in there with the best of the division. Just a extremely good fighter in Curtis Blades for the heavyweight division. Just the dominant grappling, the ground and pound is vicious. I just expect him to go out there and just probably either just knock out Rizvan Kuniev easy on the feet, or blast double into ground and pound and get him out of there. I would be extremely shocked if Curtis Blades loses this one.
Oh, I would be too. Curtis Blades, same height at 6'4", has a 4-inch reach advantage. Usually comes in at 265. Rizvan in his last fight came in at 240, so has a 25-pound advantage there.
Yeah. We will see how that one plays out, but yeah, just definitely very interesting on how they ended up doing that.
Yeah.
This next one, I'm happy and sad at the same time, because it was supposed to be Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva, and I was like, perfect, Joshua Van on my draft, fighting someone that just got knocked out. Easy money, give me it, let's go. But then they were like, nah, let's not do that. Let's give you an undefeated prospect, Ray Saruya. So I'm just like, well, shit, now he's just got to add Ray to the list of undefeated fighters that lost their row in 2025, I guess, huh?
I completely forgot that Joshua Van's strikes landed per minute is 8.8.
Yep, it's stupid. It's like ridiculous.
Almost 9. Oh my god, strikes absorbed per minute being 5.8 is also bad, but
yeah, not great. But he is at least very high above like what he is eating. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is not.
It's like,
Luckily.
Like, we will consistently say it. We've been saying it for multiple fights for him at this point. He's going to be the guy to potentially pass Max Holloway for the most, like, strikes landed in the UFC. Like, he's the only one that has a chance.
Yeah, because he's the only one that's young enough and has the amount of output that they do. He's 23 years old and has landed over 100 significant strikes in 4 of his 6 fights, and 2 of them over 150. It's like,
3-round fights, wait until he's fucking even getting close to his prime, and now he's in a 5-round fight. Like 26-year-old Joshua Van in a 5-round fight. Like, I can't even imagine what numbers he's going to be cooking. Like,
he does have an 80% takedown defense, but when the other fighter is averaging 5.45 takedowns per 15 minutes, I'd see that dip a little bit.
Definitely possible. I do feel like Ray's probably going to go out there, have a very strong round 1, and not be able to keep up with the pace, and he's going to lose 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing, is like the pace that Joshua Van is going to be able to put on him is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Like, when you're saying that about someone at flyweight, that their pace is going to be insane for the other flyweight, you know it's fucking an insane amount of output.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Joshua Van, almost minus 200 favorite heading into this one. Definitely getting the respect on the odds. And definitely understand it.
I don't think he gets the finish, honestly, but I do think that he gets a very solid decision. Yes. Just to add to the numbers.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I really don't care about him getting finishes. Like, if he's going to do it, at least late third. Like, just rack up those numbers, man.
Right.
Like, because I don't want to just be saying this for so long, and then it's just like it just ends up going horribly wrong one day. So you know what I mean, and just not even close. But see how that one plays out, though. Definitely excited for Joshua Van fight always.
Yep.
Going on down the prelims, Bruno Ferreira, Armin Petrosian. That's probably Bruno going to go out there looking for a big knockout.
I think they're both going out there to look for a knockout. Bruno has been knocked out before. Armin's been knocked out before. They're both going to be looking at each other like, hey, let's do it. Let's get a knockout. And Bruno, you know what Bruno's going to do? He's going to one-up Char Bullet. Instead of 2 spinning back fists, 2 spinning elbows back to back.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be really funny. But yeah, an explosive fight at middleweight. That's for sure what you're getting between those two guys.
100%.
Next one, draft implications for Kate and Carlos Leal taking on Alex Morono.
I'm very excited for this fight.
Yep.
This is a good fight.
It is, but it's also like,
I feel bad for Carlos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel more bad for Alex, honestly, because it's like Carlos should have just beaten Renat. He should be fucking fighting up, and like, bro, he's gonna murder Morono more than likely. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I know Alex is scrappy and he's like got that veteran savvy in him, and he could like potentially go in there and give him problems. But man,
he's definitely tough as hell.
Fight. Yes,
it's sure. Like,
no, he is.
You know, in his 11 losses, he's been knocked out 3 times, but 8 decisions. Like, it is definitely hard to get him out of there. But I think that Renat can, if he can't get him out of there, does enough to win the decision. You know,
Carlos.
No.
Carlos. Yeah, sorry. Just going through his record, just seeing Renat's name.
It is insane that like his last 3 losses are all decisions, and it's Buckley, Nico Price, and D-Rod. Those all being decisions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially the Buckley one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like give me Carlos Leal over 1.5 in this fight for sure. It's like if he's getting a finish, it's going to be late. I agree, more than likely going to a decision though. But yeah, that definitely a very fun fight at 170 pounds. That's just going to be a wacky one. Can't wait to see how it plays out.
Yep.
Let's go Leal. Get me a point.
Yeah. And only 2 more fights for the early prelims. The opener just doesn't, really mean much. Don't really care.
But I am excited for Myron Santos to be back.
Yes.
It's not an important fight by any means, but he was the winner of last year's Ultimate Fighter.
Yes.
And he just looked really good on the show. He had a really good, impressive, finale win over Con Ofley with the 2nd round finish. This is the first time he's back since. It obviously hasn't even been a year, so it's not like it's been long, but over Francis Marshall. And I just think that this is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, for instance, he looked real good on Contender Series, came into the UFC, got a 2nd round win over Marcelo Rojo, looked real good. then drops 2 in a row, Gomis by decision, and then first round loss to Bulgarian, which, you know, just no shame in that, but just definitely rough for him. Gets a split decision win or Dennis Bazookia in the comeback, which not really that great of a win. It's like just someone where I was like kind of excited to see what he's able to do, and I'm just really not so sure how good he actually is. And bro, Myron Santos is fucking good.
Yeah.
I really feel like one of those guys coming off of tough in a long time.
Only 24 years old. Like,
yeah. I'm expecting him to look real good in this fight against Francis Marshall, honestly.
Damn, I didn't realize Francis Marshall. I knew he was young, but I didn't realize he was only 25.
Yeah,
so
he's
not
also
much
only 25. There.
I thought that he was a little older, like 28, 29.
Gotcha, yeah. You said that, and like I could have sworn Marshall was young too, but yeah, didn't know exactly how young. But yeah, that's just a very good fight early on this card, and yeah, just very excited to see what Myron Santos can do in this division.
Oh yeah.
But hell yeah. Other than that basically, oh yeah, I did forget that brought it up before. Chris Gutierrez got rebooked for this card against John Castaneda.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Good fight.
I forgot. It's not officially posted here or anything, but he was supposed to fight John Matsumoto on this card. Matsumoto pulled out
to fight Rob Font for last week. Yeah.
John Castaneda was supposed to fight on this card last night. Right?
Was it last night or the week before? No, it was last night. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
And then that fell apart because of weight issues for his opponent, right?
Yeah.
And so, cool that they both were able to get rebooked, and it's not like obviously it's different opponents, but it's not like neither of them were ready for a fight, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe if anything, Chris Gutierrez a little more because he's kind of been out, but if he's been searching for an opponent, I'm sure he stayed in the gym. So
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely just nice to get that added onto the card as well.
Yeah, dog.
Other than that, nothing else to talk about for this one. There is a one championship card over the weekend on Friday, but it's just not good at all. So that is going to be the end of this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, and we will catch you hopefully to an amazing review of this pay-per-view. Let's fucking go. Peace out, everyone.